I'm Test for Tester with PTZ Optics. This is day 3 of the show, and actually the last day that we're live streaming from the show floor. So we actually saved our most special and important interview for the last day. I'm here with Dr. Andrew Cross, the CEO of Grass Valley. Hey, Andrew.
Hello, Tess. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us.
It's my pleasure. Being interviewed by you, by Peter Optics, is the highlight of my show every year. So I had to make sure it happened, even though I'm working for a different company.
He's just being kind, but I do appreciate you saying that. I'm so glad that we've been able to build such a wonderful working relationship with you, with your past roles and now your new current role. How is it being back to trade shows? I know this is your first trade show with Grass Valley,
That's correct.
but is this your first trade show back since the pandemic started?
I think so, yes. I'm trying to remember if I've actually been. I went to a micro trade show in Europe for a few days, but this is the first real trade show. And it is good. I like that NAB is all a bit smaller. It feels a bit more interesting and a bit more intimate. I mean, I actually kind of prefer this to how it had got before, where it became so big you couldn't find your way around, you couldn't find anything, you got blocked in. So this is pretty cool. I can take this. I like it.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it too. And though there's less halls open, it does seem quite busy still. I mean, we've been pretty packed. How about you?
Oh, we've been packed for a long time. So that there's definitely plenty of people here for the size of the show, at least.
I'm definitely pretty impressed with the outcome, this being our first show back. And we're excited to be here and be able to see. That's one of the biggest benefits that we've had almost is the kind of the business-to-business relationships of being able to reconnect with our partners in the industry. Is that the same for you guys?
Yes, I mean, I think we put a huge effort in staying connected with all our partners because we're very close to all our big partners. And so, we have really good relationships with them, and we've been working with them throughout the whole pandemic to help support them. But it is great for everybody to be in one place at one time. And I don't know, there's a feel to being here, isn't there? I mean, it's cool. It is good.
There's a certain amount of sentimentality or sentimental value to being back at the shows, and especially for you having just recently taken on this new role as CEO of Grass Valley. How long has it been that you've held this role, and how has that been so far with this transition?
It's been about 2 months, very nearly 2 months. It's maybe 1.5. No, it's closer to 2. It's been awesome. I've enjoyed it. I've worked with really great people. I work with really smart people, really smart engineers. That's been the highlight. Which has got a great team, and that's just made it a pleasure. To be honest with you, it's all about people, always, isn't it? And I've got a great team around me, which makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, you made a big splash in the industry just before trade show season. So this must be maybe one of your biggest trade shows ever in terms of your own personal schedule.
There's no schedule left to be. I'm busy from every minute before the show starts till 11 at night. But that's fun. That's why we're here, is to meet people, to learn things. But yeah, it's a big change. It's a big change.
I don't get to interview many CEOs of gigantic, extremely important companies like Grass Valley. What is the first thing a CEO, a newly appointed CEO of an organization it's not like you were there for 20 years and moved up within the organization. What's the first thing that you do as a CEO when you move into a new role like that?
Actually, it's really very simple. Number one, you get to know people, because you're going to take forever to learn every part of the business. So the key thing is learning who the key people are, learning how, becoming part of the culture. So that's something you need to work on. Number two, you really need to set out what your mission and your vision for the company is, because the vision is what permeates through the whole organization. And when you have a vision, when you have a mission, that allows everybody to make decisions. So that actually empowers all the other employees, which is very, very important. And number three is you just have to communicate. You need to be out there. You need to be communicating what you're doing, why you're doing it. You need to encourage others to communicate, because when an organization becomes quite large, it's not enough for you to be doing it. You've got to make sure that the whole organization is communicating. And then you need to just listen, and you need to listen and learn, see what people's worries are, see what people's ideas are, because the best ideas always come from within an organization. And if you do those things, it's pretty hard to go wrong.
I think that you've done a really good job in your entire career of building and maintaining relationships. I can speak from personal experience. And now that you've moved on to this extremely monumental or impactful role, you've done a great job of continuing to build upon and flourish relationships that you've already built, like with companies like us. And not only at New Tech and NDI, with you leaving, I believe that you're still part of an advisory board with them, isn't it? What's that mean for us?
NDI is my baby. New Tech is my baby. I've certainly been developing all the New Tech products longer than my children have been alive. And NDI is my youngest baby. You can never leave your kids behind, can you? Your kids, you always love them. And I've made and met so many amazing people. And we're all part of one big community that love making video, love creating content and telling stories. So what's the difference? I mean, it's all the same set of people here at NAB. Those relationships are what make it worth coming here.
It certainly is, and you mentioned that we all know that you're the father of NDI. Are you still interested in IP, connectivity, IP workflows, interfaces, and NDI in general? Do your interests still lie there?
Absolutely they do, and obviously I'm part of the NDI advisory board, as you mentioned, and as I said, it's my baby. I think that what I'm doing here with Grass Valley that I actually find exciting and is highly related to that is that we have this platform, and really when you think about it, I don't want to get too much into the details, but AMP is basically infrastructure for the future, because if you think 10 years from now there's no SDI cables, local Ethernet, which is how most things connect together today, doesn't work. And what AMP does is it really allows you to take video anywhere, move it to anywhere, and have all the multi-viewers, everything else that you need along with that. And that is why one of the big things I've been pushing here at the show is it's our intent to make AMP the underlying infrastructure available to everybody. Because when you come to this show 10 years from now, it's going to be about video anywhere and compute anywhere. Look, the reason I say compute is because the real revolution that made all of this possible is a combination of two things. CPUs got really, really fast.
Okay.
And those CPUs can be anywhere. They can be on phones, they can be on desktop PCs, or they can be in the cloud. And any one of those places, you're just doing compute somewhere. And then there's the interconnectivity, because these are all connected by networks. So something, like what a lot of the IP standards have done is just solve the interconnectivity problem, not thinking about how that relates into the compute problem. And those two things are kind of the revolution. And so AMP actually allows you to run data processing anywhere.
Is this over the cloud?
It can be on the cloud, but the reason I didn't say cloud is it's not just the cloud. You can run it locally, you can run it remotely, or both. And I think that that's important. And why does it matter? You should be able to do things where you need them, and then move video wherever is needed for them. And that is, what we really see as the next big revolution, beyond where we kind of are in the IP world. So when I sit down with all the standardizations committees, I say, no, just standardizing the local connectivity is not enough. This needs to be about how do you do processing, where is it done, it can be done anywhere, and how do you move the video between those pieces, because that's what the future of video is going to look like.
That sounds like a major next step in the world of IP, connectivity.
Absolutely, and that is why I'm so excited to be here, because I actually, can't really take any credit for this, but GV had actually gone out and built this. And
before you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So they've been working on this for the last, 5-6 years at this point. And so they have built this all up. Now I'm helping bring this vision to life, help communicate it, and make it real, and fill in all the details and all the rest of it. But that is why I'm so excited to be here, because I think this is really going to be one of the next big things. It's really going to be the step beyond okay, we're using IP cables, to what really does this look like, where you don't know or don't need to know where things are getting processed, how they're moving between things, and you can just work with video.
Now, I imagine you did a ton of research before you accepted this role, and you must be pretty passionate about the AMP platform or technology. And it must be nice to really feel passionate about something now that you've onboarded onto this organization.
I don't think I understood quite what we had until I came here. I thought
Really?
it was I thought it was really cool, but I didn't realize how cool. And when I sat down and learned about what we really had, I was like, well, the problem that you normally have running a tech company is that your ambitions get ahead of your capabilities that you have. And we've really got the other problem, which is we've got amazing technology that we've so far failed to really completely communicate how amazing it is. So this is a totally reversed role, which is interesting. So I'm very lucky in that regard.
I think that you are too, because it sounds like a natural next step. I could see this as something that you'd totally be interested in, given everything that you've done in the past with NDI. So I'm very excited for you for that.
Yep, and you're completely right. And so when you understand what we're doing, why we're doing it, I think you can clearly see why I chose this as kind of my next step. And I think that, I've been at New Tech 23 years, so it's allowed to drink and drive on its own. So
it's self-sufficient now.
It can go out.
Hands.
Absolutely, it can go out and party on its own without me, and that's a great thing. Kids need to leave home at some point, and and I still love my kids.
We know you do from experience.
I know, and but I want to create the next big thing. That's my mission.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you're slowing down. That's for sure.
Absolutely not. The opposite.
So is there anything else that Grass Valley is displaying, introducing here? Is AMP the main focus of your presence at NAB Show?
Yeah, so of course, what I've described as AMP is infrastructure, which is something we're giving away, we're going to make available to everybody. Now,
you have a tendency to do that.
I know, absolutely, because when you make things, look, when we all work together, it's better for everybody. And that is always the right thing to do. I always believe that competition is a failure of imagination, because even if you make the same video switch with somebody else, there are differences between them. They serve different markets, and so you really should never look at these things as competitive. That just means you don't know who you really are and who you're really selling to if you feel competitive. And that's why I think opening platforms is good for everybody. It is really tempting to do the opposite and to try to close it and make it around your ecosystem on your own, and believe that that's somehow better for you as a company, but it's not. It is better that everybody can work with video, because it allows your devices to connect to others. It allows them to fill the gaps that you don't fill. All of that is good for everybody. So we obviously have AMP as infrastructure, if you will, as the next generation infrastructure here. But we then have actually built every major piece of a TV station ourselves already on top of that, so they all interoperate. And those are our products. So just like New Tech, we had NDI, and then we had TriCast as a product.
Sure.
Here we are making AMP available to everybody. But then we've got asset management, we've got replay, we've got video switching, we've got all the pieces of a TV station running on top of that platform as well.
I'm excited to get back and chat with our director of technology on how we can use AMP maybe with our products, or even for my own personal video production workflow.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that of course, you're our close partner, so we're always going to work with you. But my vision is that you should be able to plug in one of your cameras, and then anywhere in the world it should show up as a source if you're on that account, so you don't need to be thinking about how they're connected. That's what we need to get to.
Everybody wants remote production capabilities, so.
Yes, but I don't think it's just about remote production, because I like thinking remote production as just being how long's your SDI cable. We've had remote production for 20 years, and I think that the key is just that you don't need to worry about how data gets somewhere. On a phone, you don't think how the connection is actually made when you call somebody. They can be in a different country, on a different network, from a different provider, on totally different handsets, and it works. And you don't think about it. All you think about is the number. That's where we need to get to in video production. And so, you need to be able to plug in your camera, and it just appears to you wherever you are, or maybe where all of you are, because it might be that you've got somebody monitoring it, somebody doing the production, somebody doing, some other part of it, controlling the PTZ. And you shouldn't need to be thinking about how to set that up. And you do today. You would absolutely need to work out how to set that up on manually today. And you would need somebody doing it, and you would need to almost certainly 3 days before the show make sure that you've got it all working right. You shouldn't need to be doing that. That's where removing, it is a local thing that you then need to manually work out how to connect is so important.
Sounds like production might get a little bit easier for us then.
Well, probably not, because we make it easier and people want to do more complicated things. But that's good.
It at least will afford some opportunity for growth there, and to add on.
Absolutely it does. does, and it makes it all more fun. And we're going to find a way for us all to justify ourselves, don't we? So that's fun. But let's not justify ourselves doing boring things like working out how to deal with firewalls and IP addresses. Let's have fun doing things that make for great productions and great shows. That's more fun anyway.
I liked what you said, and it's valuable to me regarding competition, because as a PTC camera company, of course, there's tons of other options out there, but focusing on where you can set yourself apart, I think that's great advice.
Absolutely, and look, you make PTC cameras that are available for everybody.
That's the idea.
Absolutely, and you have a very distinct character that makes you different from every other company, which is why I'm on the show with you. I love your company. My daughter works for you sometimes.
She does, and she kicked my butt at the show, I'll tell you that much.
But you know, it's those characters that make a company which serves a particular audience, and we all have to, just like in real life, know who we are and why we do it. And you know, and that's why competition. We shouldn't be competition, really. I mean, that's just lack of imagination and understanding what we do.
I can understand why you hold such important roles, because every time I chat with you, I feel like I get a little bit of tidbits. Like, are you guys listening? It's like, okay, let's get that on film. But so we're at the beginning of your new adventure here at Grass Valley. What can we foresee for this next year or 5 years that you would be able to share with us for those who are interested?
So we are obviously going to be pushing and working out how to grow our ramp ecosystem so that we get thousands of companies on it to interconnect all of them. We're going to make it so that we anticipate making it so that it becomes much easier for all the small guys in their basement who have a cool idea to take their technology, make it available to the world, and sell that as well. We want to help them even work out how to go make money with it. And then obviously ourselves in broadcast, we're going to revolutionize the broadcast world to help move that both to compute, but local, but increasingly to the cloud, certainly for the larger broadcast world, who certainly want to move parts of their production systems into the cloud.
Well, I'm so excited personally, and I know that our team is really excited to see all the new innovations that you bring forward.
Oh, there will be plenty more, don't worry about that. We're going to have a lot of fun.
I think that you're needed elsewhere, so that might be all the time that we have with you today, Andrew. I know that you're a busy guy, so I really appreciate you chatting with me. And it was great to see you. It was really great to see you.
It's always my pleasure to talk to you. Thank you.
All right, guys, that is Andrew Cross, Dr. Andrew Cross of Grass Valley. If you want to learn more about Grass Valley, it's grassvalley.com.
Something like that.
Grassvalley.com. Thank you guys so much. Next up, we're going to be heading over to Epiphan. So that's it for us today, then.
Thank you.
You're excused.
Good. Thank you, man.
We're going to stay live, so I'll just, we're going to be mobile in just a minute here. So just bear with us. I'm going to open up the chat and make sure that there's nothing important that I'm missing. Oh, thank you, ma'am. Oh, goodness, Andrew, you're blowing up on here. We're good. You're fine. We got to move on.
You could do a follow-up.
Yes, anything I find particularly interesting, we're going to do a follow-up. And if anybody missed anything or wants to circle back, we also recorded that conversation, so we'll make sure that you get a great quality shot of that stream. Dylan loves you.
Thanks, Dylan.
We'll get a great quality recording of that stream posted, so you can, I know if the audio wasn't great, we recorded it as well, so we are going to post that in post-production. That was a wonderful conversation with Andrew Cross. We're masking up now, and we're going to head over to Epiphan. Hopefully you can hear me. All right, guys? You know what I'm going to do now? While we have this little meeting room, I'm going to do the giveaway. No, neither of you don't have Gleam logged in, do you?
No.
Okay.
We need our girl Sarah.
I know we need Sarah.
She had it on her phone.
Where's Sarah? That was an amazing conversation. I'm very happy with that. Could you guys hear him okay? I know the stream probably couldn't, but...
Just lucky we were able to see just how the lab mic works.
All right, guys. I don't have connection in here.
Yeah, I didn't have the best connection.
I guess we're not going to be able to do the giveaway. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, we're at the Grass Valley booth, and we're about to head over to Epiphan. So if Dan, you're watching at Epiphan, we'll be right there. Were they saying that he had something else to do?
She wanted to know how much longer.
Okay, how much longer?
But I said, I thought we would be here for another 15 minutes. I was like, 15?
Oh, no.
So hopefully she was happily.
That was probably the best interview I've ever had in my life. In terms of my own performance, like the questions I asked and this responses, the conversations, I'm in on like a nice little high from that. That was a really great conversation.
I was also thinking, like, it felt like you were on, like, the red carpet.
Yes. It was a great natural flow. Very, very happy with that.
Yeah. That's my manager.
I love you.
She's doing my dreams.
Woo! That was good, guys. Last interview, last section of our NAB 2022 live streams. We're closing things out with our great friends at Epiphan. Do you have Google Sheets on your phone? Yes. Can you try and get just the password to log in? For the cheese curl recipe?
I also want to invite
Okay.
for the guys that
I got it. You got it? Yeah, will you just try and log on to Glean for me? Yeah. That would be really helpful. Where are you at the famous?
Searching for I have a question. What has been your favorite part of our live stream so far? Comments. Put your favorite parts in the comments. One of these things.
We're a little lost. We're in Central Hall, and it's very large, and we're trying to find where Epiphan is.
Lemons.
But I'm a little lost.
These types of virtual production services, stabilizing that virtual production pipeline going through. So,
Maybe we stop, but you see a sign? Oh, Q-script.
we also talked about on-set.
Wait, I think I have it in this picture that I took.
I'm gonna look them up.
Days of virtual production. I think you work with most of sort of others.
I'm gonna look them up.
You can use it in the photography stage, but that is something that
We're looking for Epiphan, which is proving to be a challenge. A little lost in here. Don't have internet.
The idea that so we turn on a lot of features that Unreal can provide.
All right, let's keep moving.
TikTok dance?
Yeah.
I don't know any. We might have to cut our losses and then just do a recorded video with them and not a stream where they are, and I don't want to waste everybody's time. So we're going to wrap things up with the gift. Our last show. At Jennifer. Saying Black Magic was their favorite. Did they say that they were by B&H? Did they? That's good. I know, because B&H is back there. Okay. Yeah, I think if your name is Jumpy, it's because our bonded solution for the show wasn't working, so we had to go with our backup plan, and our backup not the best solution. So that's why we're struggling to apologize. Backup plan, and we're doing the best we can. So hopefully audio at least is okay. Let's head to Epiphan. Yes, go to winner. We are ready. We are drawing our last winner. Let me see. Where? You must be live and in the chat to claim your prize. Ooh, cool lighting. The prize is going to be a PTC Optics pan tilt zoom camera. My first winner here. Big wins today. Matthew Bradfield. Matthew Bradfield. We put that in. Are you here, Matthew Bradfield?
Yes, this is Molly. Yeah.
I found Epiphan. But before we approach them, let's see Matthew Bradfield. All right, let's go. Streaming to die for over there. You see my pun?
Amazing. Well, welcome. It's great to have you there. Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Dan Wallace. Yeah.
All right, guys, I'm here with Dan Wallace of Epiphan Video. We're at the 2022 NAB Show in the Central Hall. How has it been?
It's just awesome to be here, see everybody. I'm seeing them 3D.
We've never seen before, right?
I think we have, but it's been a couple years.
It's been a couple years.
I have colleagues here who I haven't seen in 3D in a couple years. It's really awesome.
That's amazing. Yeah. And have you guys?
It's been really good traffic, actually.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, we're kind of close to Sony and B&H, so everybody goes there and then notices us on the way back.
They've got some good placement. If you guys want to pan over there, they've got B&H and Sony right next to them. So yeah, that's definitely a win for you guys. And the booth is actually really nice looking.
Yeah, you know what? This is kind of a first for us. We've actually got a studio in our booth. You want to check it out?
What? Why aren't we there?
We are not live right now, but we're going live throughout the day. We just pop up little live streams.
Can we sit?
Absolutely, yeah.
Even though it's just us. This way it'll be a little bit quieter for us. Out here.
I'll go here.
This is awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we got a little 3-camera setup here, and we're streaming to SRT. Up to Epiphan Unify, which is our new cloud product. So you can do like switching, streaming, mixing, recording right in the cloud. Bring in SRT sources from anywhere and be able to like produce your content from a web browser.
That's pretty cool. I'm seeing cloud as kind of a constant theme.
Yeah,
this
for
year.
sure.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I think people had to adapt to like being more remote and hybrid workflows, and cloud just makes a lot of sense for that, right?
Does it work in collaboration with a hardware piece, or is that like a completely cloud-based solution?
Yeah, good question. So the cloud will accept any input source like SRT. So SRT, secure reliable transport, you can send a really low latency signal from anywhere in the world. And it's an open streaming platform, so, you know.
Did you just release this here?
Yeah, so we're announcing it here at NAB Unify. It's in a private preview right now, so we're just trying to like, you know, see what people think of it, give it a try, you know, play around with it, and yeah, so far the response has been amazing.
That's very exciting that you now have a cloud-based solution. And you're talking about SRT because we recently upgraded our cameras to support SRT.
Oh, fantastic.
So we have a new integration to explain.
Yeah, exactly. And I know I've been keeping tabs on the Simple Track.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool camera that we want to play with some more. So
Thank you. Did we
we
send
need
you
to
guys
talk.
one?
I think we need to talk more.
We're definitely gonna have to meet after this because that's very to learn that we've got like a brand new integration to explore there. So,
Yeah.
So that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. We also have a Pearl that we're showing off. So most people are familiar with our Pearl line of products. So
Yeah.
Pearl Nano is our latest and greatest Pearl. It's very compact, single channel encoder. If you see if I have the box here.
Is that one of the ones that we just made some content on?
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome.
So this pairs really well with PTZ optics cams, and the Simple Track Lite actually is a great companion for the Pearl Nano. So this is a single channel encoder, but the really cool thing here is that you can stream in HEVC. So you're basically getting like the same quality of feed, but at half the bandwidth, which is in places like this where you don't have a great internet connection. You can get your streams out to the cloud or wherever they need to go.
That's awesome. And who are buying these?
Anyone who wants to do like contribution encoding or just send out a single camera source and audio source, really high quality with really low latency. Yeah, up to 4K as well. So.
Awesome. With the Simple Track Lite, I see a lot of education play there, potentially some house of worship.
Oh, big time.
Together,
Yeah. You can do 2 inputs on this as well. So if you want to do like a side-by-side layout with like some screen share or some slides and put that next to your camera, you can do that as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we love it. And another cool thing here is it's simple controls right on the front. So one button to start streaming, one button to start recording. Very intuitive device, and yeah, we're thrilled. It's really fun. Yeah.
Awesome. I want to do a recorded video with you after the stream, can we? Because we're
for you, Tess.
We're with some of our strong partnerships. I get recorded content and then post it after the show.
I did come by PTZ Optics. No, you were there. You're just too. Like 1 million people there yesterday in the morning, so catch up with you later.
So far. It was packed, and I'm so happy because we were worried. I'm sure everybody was worried. Like, what's it going to be like?
I'm actually pretty thrilled with like how many people have been coming through. It's been a lot of fun, and yeah, it's great to see everyone.
Did the first winner that we had not there? Okay, let me give you your phone. We're also giving away a camera right now, so just
amazing.
scroll through this, and just. Lindsay's going to call. Just had a little side chat there. Hey, what's up? We're very laid back with this stream because we're just taking everybody along for the ride. Who
yeah.
To
well, no, and that's the coolest thing. Oh, nice little shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of tracking you yesterday. I don't know if you noticed, but like I saw that you came from like.
You're like, come over.
The North Hall, right? Where you guys are set up.
We were in here with Madewell.
Yeah.
And then we had to run back to our booth and. Our whole plan for the live stream when we got here, it all got flubbed, messed up. So we had to go with our backup plans. So the video quality's not been great, which is why we recorded pieces. But at least we're here. We're getting some footage, and audio's been okay.
I think it's cool that you're mobile and you can move around. You can kind of feel what it's like to be on the floor.
Yeah, definitely. At the next show, we want to bring back our mini studio. Yeah. We scaled back this year because upper management wasn't sure how is it going to be. But my NAB New York. Are you going to be at NAB New York?
I think we will. We'll be at Infocom as well. So that's in June, I think.
Yep. Right? So by then, hopefully, we'll have a studio.
Okay, so I have a recommendation for you to try next time you want to go mobile like this. Yeah. You can stream. There's apps that you can stream SRT out. So you can really dial in the settings on your stream out and then send it to something like a Pearl or any production tool that ingests SRT. I've been doing that with my phone today. There's a free app called Larix Broadcaster, and I can stream out HEVC, so H.265, and I can stream that right up to the Epiphan cloud or any other SRT production tool.
We'll have to collab because we're going to be looking for all different kinds of solutions because this backup plan that we have it's not great. But we're certainly making the most of it.
Yeah, hey everybody.
Did you pick a new winner? C. Doer? Okay. Is C. Doer here?
It's our last giveaway for the week.
Yeah, you guys have been giving out prizes.
Yeah, we've been giving out some prizes.
That's where their name would be, right?
Yep, on the side, Sea-Door. If you just put it in the chat.
Yeah,
just
how's
like
Paul?
great.
I haven't seen him yet.
Oh, yeah, he actually is heading home today.
Oh,
Lucky
okay,
duck,
yeah.
he's missing out. He's here?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So you're going to get an email from us when we return from the show, and you won a free PTC camera. So that's pretty darn good prize.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Sea-Door. We'll get in touch with you after the show, and if you don't hear from us, you can email me, test.protesto@ptcoptics.com. Thank you, guys. So before we wrap things up and do our recorded video, is there anything else we need to know from Epiphan?
Well, we've got a tool that's coming later this summer called Epiphan Connect, and that's going to allow you to extract sources directly from Microsoft Teams. So we actually have a partnership with Microsoft to be able to extract up to 9 SRT sources directly from a Microsoft Teams call. So that's pretty cool.
How did you get them to work with you?
With isolated
they're
audio.
A tough nut to crack.
Well, actually, we're in the Microsoft booth over in West Hall, showing a little demo there as well. So we're thrilled about it. People need ways to be able to bring more remote contributors into their broadcasts, and Teams is a great platform for that. So yeah, we're pretty excited. There's a lot of interest for the events, seeing that. Yeah,
for virtual events.
100%. Virtual events, or maybe you have like some kind of hybrid where you just want to bring in a couple of guests and you need to isolate their audio so that you can do audio mix. It's a pretty cool.
So we go from Microsoft, one of the Pearls,
to go to a Pearl, but you could also go to any SRT platform.
I gotta get.
You don't have to use Epiphan. We'd love it if you do, but if you want to be able to send them through using SRT to whatever your production environment is, it's possible to do it.
So you guys are kind of tapping into a new area.
This is a little different for Epiphan, and
it's not exclusive to Epiphan.
No, yeah, you're going to be able to use this tool whether you're producing on. We'd love if you're using Epiphan Unify or Epiphan Pearls to produce your content, but. SRT, the great thing about it is it's an open standard, right? So there's all kinds of ways that you can ingest SRT sources and create a really nice production.
That's how we started looking at our camera controller. In terms of open capability with other cameras.
Yeah.
It's actually a benefit to us.
Yeah. Okay. Being able to now, are there remote contributors? Like, are people sending the cameras into an event, or what do you see the most of this?
Yeah, with the joysticks specifically, we were talking about other camera brands can just be used with the joysticks with the Visca control. So that's really beneficial to us to just not limit control to our cameras.
Yeah.
But for remote productions, our joysticks aren't going to give much compatibility there unless you're working with NDI, of course.
Yeah.
So we recently released a Super Joy joystick controller, which has NDI control. So that's been a big one for us at this show.
Awesome.
Getting firsthand demos with a lot of customers that we haven't been able to see for years. Or potential customers, so that's been invaluable.
Yeah. I have a question for you about the Simple Track. So can you tell me more about specifically the tracking? Can you set up zones with Simple Track?
Yes. So we have two auto tracking cameras. So we have a family of auto tracking cameras.
Awesome.
And we've been collaborating on the Simple Track Lite, which is our version. It's lighter in not in video outputs or camera capability itself. The software is where it's a little bit light. You can still have a certain amount of preset zones, blocking zones for your tracking, but it's not quite in depth as the Simple Track 2 was. But the price is lighter.
Oh yeah.
And that camera also has NDI-HX, so
yeah,
that's been a big deal for us to be able to access a little bit different market there.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
The price point that it's at.
Yeah.
And,
so you're making tracking accessible to more people. Really,
exactly.
Is what you're doing.
That was the goal with that camera. So where we are a little bit lighter in software capabilities, you're not losing any feature. It's actually feature rich with the addition of NDI-HX on that product. So that's one of our most exciting things.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah. So what can we expect next? What trends should we be watching for with you guys?
We've got a lot coming down the pipeline, and we're hoping that NAB New York might even be bigger for us than NAB. So.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I can't wait to see what you guys are up to next.
You'll be there.
I think so, yeah. I don't know if we're confirmed yet, but I think at least some of us will. I don't know if we'll have the big booth set up. Info comes the next thing that we're set up.
Yes. I'm already turning.
Yeah, we'll be right back here.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us on the live stream. For those of you watching, I think that we're going to cut this. Dan, thank you so much. I'm here with FFan. Let us know where we can find out more information about it.
Yeah, I mean, FFan.com. That's all I really need to plug. We have the YouTube channel. We'll send you some info on find us on all socials.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us at NAB 2022. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you next week on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern.
So this is a Pearl transcoder.